Oh wait, before we start, Davai.
Okay, the question is...
Hola. Bienvenidos. Bienvenidos.
Хорошо.
That one's not good. Хорошо. Хорошо.
The question was...
Bienvenidos. I
Did
don't
you...
think that's it. Anyways.
Did you ever have a feeling that you want to break up with me, but at the end you realize that you cannot do it?
Yeah.
Talk about it.
Multiple times. So this is a question. This is a question from one of the comments. Bibi's laughing.
Thanks for the honesty. I didn't know that.
No, yeah, I did. The previous video, we talked about our relationship and how we were romantically involved and then we weren't after that. And then we were again later on. That first part, that was the part where I didn't just think about it. Like I just sort of did it, where I just separated. And it took me a long time of like learning about her and getting to know her on a different level, which was us being friends and me being able to communicate with her, for me to, I guess, like have enough evidence in my own head to be able to cross that bridge and say, yes, like we are, this is undeniable. Like I need to do this. But yeah, I mean, I think a lot of guys probably have that. We go through that stage of kind of the analogy. Remember the analogy we were talking about, where it's like, we're like a stallion, right? And we're in a cage, or like a pen, and the door's open in the pen, so we can leave and come back whenever we want. And once you're in a relationship, in my head, what happened is that the gate shuts. And now I don't have the option to leave, and I don't feel free anymore. I had to get over that shit and realize that wasn't actually what was happening. The fact is that door closed, and I was only focused on that one door, and I didn't look behind me and see that this other door opened into this entirely other, amazing other world. But I had to like turn around and see that shit. That took some time for me to get the guts to turn around and realize that like what I thought was freedom actually wasn't. And what was behind me, right, theoretically, like what was behind me was actual freedom and growth. So that process in me understanding that took time for me. And I left I left basically a relationship with her because I wasn't willing to look at her and look at what we really were and what we really could be. I was just focused on the fact of like what I was losing at that time. So according to your question, whatever guy he's going, whatever guy you're talking about, or if it's you that's going through that and stuff too, if it's you that's going through that process, turn around. Like, see the benefits of being with that person instead of, strictly what you might be losing, and see what you're gaining. Because I didn't do that, and it took me a while to actually do that. And when I did that, it was like lights opened up, and it was a brand new world for me. So that's probably the best answer that I can give you on that. So thank you so much for that question. We really appreciate it.
Next question is, what was your biggest struggle with me?
What was my biggest struggle with you?
Yeah, the biggest one.
The biggest struggle, that's tough. That's really, it's an interesting question, because my biggest struggle never was with her. My biggest struggle was with me and accepting her. That was my biggest struggle. I didn't, there's probably things that I don't love about. No, that's not even true. Like things that you think would be a struggle, right? And I'm gonna bring some stuff up, and we can cut this out if you want. Okay, so I'll stop here, and then so the fact that she has an ex-husband, right, and a son, that would probably give other men a problem, or they would think that that was like an obstacle to overcome. That never concerned me at all. None of that stuff. That never. It's to this day it never even crosses my mind as like a negative. And she's super independent, does her own thing. That doesn't concern me at all. I love that about her. I love the fact that she's had a life. Basically, we've talked about it before. We're like, both her and I, I've had like an entire life before I met her. And she had an entire life before she met me. So a struggle that I have with you, or something that was really hard for me to overcome, it was me. It was all me on that one. It was me not accepting her. And it wasn't for anything that she was doing. It was just my insecurity and my fear of, giving up something, giving up freedom, giving up bachelorhood, that kind of stuff. And then me having to overcome that was my biggest obstacle when it came to us and our relationship. So no, I never really had there's no massive obstacle that I ever came across with BB. It's true. I wish I mean, I'm not gonna make something up. Like,
Okay. What was the next question?
BB likes that answer.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, it's a true answer.